Hello, this is Alec Kerr, the film critic for the Conway Daily Sun with...
Nikki Martinez from Magic 104.
And today we're going to talk about well, at least as the book, it was a prequel, but as a movie, it is a sequel to the Da Vinci Code, Angels and Demons. Mm-hmm. And the cast for this is a very, very strong cast. Tom Hanks, like director Ron Howard, is returning from the Da Vinci Code. And we have, why don't you read off the rest of the cast?
Well, it's Alec Kerr, who is the female lead in the movie. Plus, we also have Ewan McGregor, which I absolutely love. He's also in it. The big three.
Those are the three leads. And then there's a really strong supporting cast.
Yes. All in all, it's some great guys.
Guys.
Even the secondary cast that we have Victor Alfieri. We also have Sarsgaard.
Stalin
Sarsgaard and I forgot his name.
Armin Mueller-Stahl.
Yes, those are the three also big secondary.
Right.
Am I seeing someone else?
Yeah, those are the biggies.
Yeah, so honestly, all of them in general.
And those might not be names that you're familiar with, but you probably have seen them in movies. They're that guy.
Yeah.
That guy.
I know him.
But anyway, the Da Vinci Code, I wasn't a huge fan of it. It was pretty reviled by the critics, but audiences didn't really seem to care. It wound up making $750 million worldwide. But yeah, I enjoyed it while I was watching it, but it isn't something that's really lingered in my mind. So I wasn't exactly thrilled about seeing Angels and Demons, and ultimately I was a little let down by it. I thought that, given the plot, which involves, and I won't get into it because it's very like the Da Vinci Code, very kind of complex, there's lots of twists and turns, but it involves a murder plot of four cardinals that are set to be the new pope, because the old pope dies at the beginning, and it's just a nebulous pope. You don't even hear a name. Mm-hmm. So this is not based in any real timeline.
Yeah.
So these are four cardinals that are going to be the potential new pope. So there's a murder plot and also a bomb that could destroy all of Vatican and part of Rome.
Yeah.
So I thought there should be a real sense of urgency that I just didn't really feel. There was too many scenes where characters would just be talking about history, and I'm just like, you've got this timeline, I got a deadline, and you're just being a little too cavalier, and you should be a little bit more intense. And there was a score that I found that was really manipulative and overwrought, and was trying to tell you, okay, this is when you're supposed to be excited, and it didn't really do anything for me. I found the scenes where the score was dialed down a lot, almost to the point of not being there, were much more suspenseful. There's a scene in a church where they're trying to find, well, there's several scenes in churches trying to find, but they kind of dial the score down for that and try to go for some more suspense, and I like those scenes better than the ones where you have the big booming score. The end, though, ultimately kind of brought me around, because it's a pretty strong ending.
Yes.
And the acting carried me through, but I was kind of let down.
See, I would have to kind of disagree with you. Now, first off, I enjoyed the Da Vinci Code. I really, really liked it, but I'm one of those people who really like the movies that kind of have a history with it, plus for me, I felt like I was always like trying to search for more, kind of
like the National Treasure movies.
Exactly. And I felt like I was Robert Langdon, the Tom Hanks character. I kind of felt that, and I felt it the same way in Angels and Demons. I felt like I was still moving. And honestly, with the timeline though, you've got to think they supposedly have 4 hours to go and, figure out what's going on and stuff. And I didn't feel it was dragging. You needed to hear them, for me, I thought you needed to hear them talk about the history so that you can kind of understand why there were certain landmarks that they had to go to. Why? And so for those who are really big history buffs, they're going to absolutely love this. They really are, even though some of it is fictional. So, a good chunk of it is fictional. Yeah. And that's what Dan Brown has said in his books. And even though a lot of people are up in arms about it, it's fiction. Yeah, there's history to it, but it's fiction. And so Catholic Church, Christian Church, simmer down. Come on, right. I'm one in the faith. I'm a very strong believer, and I love these movies. Right. I really did.
And these are movies, like so many films that have anything to do with religion that the Catholic Church doesn't feel they should be doing. They get dismissed sight unseen, and that's really not fair, especially since this one is actually kind of
it's good.
Good.
Like,
It has a very positive message about at the end. And what I did appreciate about the film is that it has a very thoughtful discussion of the conflict between faith and science and whether they can coexist.
Exactly. And in this movie, they kind of say, yes, they should, or it should be seen as something that we need to go and expand on, because now in society, with all the technological advances that we have, and a lot of people, a lot of scientists that are coming out and the stuff that's coming out, there needs to be a sense of this joining of faith and science, and being looked at as, you can have both. And it even goes back to, Galileo, which they reference in it. All in all, I thought it was a great movie. I would suggest people to go and catch it in the theater, but not more than once.
Right.
If you want to see it again, watch it on DVD.
Right. And as I said, I appreciated the message. I appreciate a movie that has a good message, even if the execution is not so good. And at least that's what I think. That's what I think.
See, I thought it was.
I didn't think the
and I didn't think the score bothered. Like, I kind of zoned that out. I didn't get it.
And maybe it's because I was focusing on other things because I wasn't really hooked into the movie as much. So I was just like, little things that were just like, oh, this is bothering me.
See, and for me, I was like,
yeah.
And I was like, even like making faces.
Oh, you were making so many noises. You're like, oh, no. So and I was just like, really?
I'm sorry. I really liked it. My bad.
There are definitely some squeamish moments, just so you know.
Oh, yes.
Starting for a PG-13 movie, there's some definite squeamish moments here. So be aware of that.
Yes, be aware.
And there were some knowing laughs too throughout it. One of the small little details I really liked was they had several moments where they had the media, and one of my favorite little moments is all the media from the various countries are saying, oh, and the favorite to become the new pope is from Germany. And, in whatever country they were reporting from.
Exactly. And you're just like, that actually does happen.
So I like that little poke at the media. But as I said, overall, I just was a little let down. If you're a fan of the Da Vinci Code, I do think you will like it. So I can recommend it on that level. If you didn't like the Da Vinci Code, this is not going to win you over.
No.
So I can kind of mildly recommend it.
And I can recommend it on the grounds of, if you like the Da Vinci Code, or if you're a history buff, or even if you're, you have a strong faith, I would say go watch it. Watch it. It's not going to go in, if you have a strong enough faith, it's not going to, move away from it. No. So all in all, I suggest that you do watch it. So
yeah, this is Alec, and this is Nikki, and keep watching.